Next on the 7, Knoxville police are urging drivers and pedestrians to stay alert after a man was hit and killed on Chapman Highway last night. While investigators continue looking into the crash, state data shows 6 pedestrians have now been killed in Knox County this year, and certain busy corridors still pose serious risks. Now, police say Tennessee has seen about a 40% drop in overall fatal crashes compared to this time last year, but high traffic corridors do still remain a concern. KPD says most crashes come from speed and a lack of attention from both the drivers and the pedestrians, especially in dense areas like, say, Chapman Highway, where traffic moves quickly and visibility can change fast.
Chapman Highway is an area where we frequently see not just pedestrian-involved crashes, but just crashes in general. Again, for some of the same factors we talk about, is it's a really busy road. You have numerous really busy intersections, a lot of vehicle traffic.
Investigators still working to learn what led to last night's crash, as officials urge extra caution once again on high traffic roadways. All right, moving down the list for you now, a new report from Money Geek shows nearly 400 people die each year in winter weather crashes. Today, 6 News sat down with Knoxville's Drive for Life Academy to learn how defensive driving can help keep you safe on the roads this winter season. Drive for Life tells 6 News that defensive driving means anticipating hazards and the unexpected actions of others. Owner Greg Mangan says that starts with, of course, slowing down, staying alert, and keeping plenty of space between your car and everybody else on the road. And before you head out, make sure your tires are properly inflated for traction and your windows and mirrors are clear. If you can't see, you can't drive defensively. And remember this rule of thumb, keep at least a 3-second gap between cars on any given day, adding 1 extra second for every winter weather or adverse road condition.
Use your brakes very gently. We always want to be smooth, but when you're dealing with slippery conditions, you want to be super smooth on, super smooth off the brake, super smooth on the accelerator, super smooth off the accelerator. Everything sort of goes into a slow motion mode.
Mangan went on to say anytime you operate a vehicle, be sure to keep your eyes on the road and brain activated. That could be the difference that saves your life and others. New now on the 7, a case stemming from a deadly crash last year in Alcoa is moving forward with an indictment handed down against one of the 2 teen survivors. Blount County's grand jury charging Maddox Forsyth with criminal homicide plus theft and leaving the scene of an accident. That crash in March of 2024 killed 19-year-old Madison Hoyes. Now, investigators said Forsyth and another teen, Sebastian Jones, were in a stolen pickup truck, which then ran a red light at the intersection of Lincoln and Hall Roads, crashing into Hoyes' car. According to court documents, the driver of the truck was intoxicated and had been on the run from a Department of Children's Services juvenile facility. The case against Jones was transferred to adult court earlier this year. Of course, we'll keep watching as this moves forward. New information tonight on the death of a child with the baby's parents facing charges. Today, 6 News obtained an autopsy report showing the little boy's cause of death is from methamphetamine poisoning. The autopsy also finding that a, quote, unsafe sleep environment likely contributed to the boy's death. Records show the child was just 1 month and 22 days old at the time of death, which was back in July of 2024. Additional details from the report, an account that the boy's father told investigators the baby had been laid down on a boppy-style pillow not long after being given a bottle. Also, the report points to a previous time when the child was unresponsive and had to be resuscitated by his father. And it documents a report of a 911 call about a domestic incident at the home involving a 4-year-old child just a few days earlier. Now, we first reported on Wednesday that the baby's parents, Peyton Bridges and James Kane Jr., face charges of reckless homicide and aggravated child abuse. Of course, we'll keep following this case as it moves through the court system. And for our final Big 7 story for you tonight, we're on your side with a health watch. A CDC advisory committee voted to stop advising parents to have their newborn babies vaccinated against hepatitis B. The first hepatitis B vaccine was introduced in 1981 and is credited with improving the health and safety of Americans and people worldwide. Now, doctors at UT Medical in Memphis say that those who receive the hepatitis B vaccine cannot be infected with the virus because the vaccine only contains part of the virus. Dr. Sandra Arnold is a UT medical professor and division chief of pediatric infectious diseases at Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Dr. Arnold says children who don't get the hepatitis B vaccine are at risk of developing diseases like liver cancer.
When I was a resident, I saw there was a child who was in the hospital and was brought in by her parents to die. Basically, they weren't capable of handling her at home. She had hepatocellular carcinoma, which she got from hepatitis B.
Dr. Arnold said seeing an 8-year-old girl die of liver cancer, which was caused by contracting Hep B, is one of the worst experiences of her life and encourages the public to get vaccinated. Knoxville police investigating a shooting and subsequent car crash near West Oldham Avenue and Worth Street. And now here are some pictures of the scene. 2 people in the vehicle were taken to UT Medical Center, and police say one was injured in the shooting. Now, no further details have been released as the investigation continues. Of course, we'll continue to update you as we learn more. And a police officer from Mississippi running into legal trouble while off duty in Gatlinburg, now facing charges including driving under the influence. Officer Joseph Prine, a member of the Gulfport, Mississippi Police Department, is on personal leave. According to an incident report, a Gatlinburg officer stopped an unmarked police car with its emergency lights on around 10:30 Tuesday night. The Gatlinburg officer reportedly smelled alcohol and spotted an open beer in the cruiser's cup holder. Now, Prine reportedly admitted to drinking beers at Jason Aldean's bar, first 2 and then changing his story to 3 or 4 beers. The officer also faces charges of having an open container of alcohol and having a gun while under the influence.